Why would a government clash with its own workforce? In Nigeria, a significant standoff has unfolded between the federal government and the National Labour Congress, or NLC. At the heart of this confrontation are pressing issues of wages, working conditions, and economic policies that deeply impact the daily lives of millions. As tensions simmer, the consequences ripple out, affecting not just the workers, but the entire fabric of Nigerian society. This is more than just a dispute. It's a pivotal moment in Nigeria's labor history. Every large fire starts with a small spark. In the heart of Nigeria, the flames of discord were kindled by a series of economic decisions and policy changes initiated by the federal government. The initial spark was the government's proposal to remove fuel subsidies, a move intended to reallocate financial resources, but perceived by many as a direct hit to the common man's pocket. As the year unfolded, further legislative actions fanned the flames. The introduction of new tax policies, which aimed at increasing government revenue, instead raised the cost of living for the average Nigerian. These economic pressures were compounded by stagnant wages and a rising unemployment rate, leaving many feeling the pinch. The National Labour Congress, representing a broad spectrum of workers, voiced their opposition. They argued these policies disproportionately affected the most vulnerable sectors of society. As the government pushed forward, the NLC's patience wore thin, setting the stage for a major standoff. What happens when dialogue turns into deadlock? This question became all too real in the unfolding drama between the Nigerian federal government and the National Labour Congress. As negotiations stalled, the tension escalated into a series of nationwide strikes and public demonstrations. The streets bore witness to the rising discontent among the populace. Workers from various sectors downed tools, crippling essential services and bringing daily activities to a near standstill. These strikes were not just a protest, but a loud call for attention to the workers' deteriorating conditions and demands for better wages and working conditions. On the flip side, leaders from both camps ramped up their rhetoric. The government condemned the disruptions, labeling them as harmful to the nation's economy and stability. In contrast, the NLC leaders accused the government of ignoring the plight of the common man, vowing to intensify their actions until their voices were heard and their demands met. Neither side showed signs of backing down, driving the conflict to the forefront of national attention. When giants fight, it's the grass that suffers. The conflict between the Nigerian federal government and the National Labour Congress has indeed left its mark on the nation, impacting the lives of millions. The strain on public services was immediate, with disruptions in healthcare, education, and transportation systems that many rely on every day. Economically, the tension sent ripples through the marketplace. As workers struck, small businesses faced shortages, and larger companies saw significant delays in their operations. The uncertainty led to a temporary freeze in foreign investment, concerned about the stability of the Nigerian market. The daily life of the average citizen was thrown into disarray. In bustling city centers and quiet rural areas alike, the effects were palpable. People found themselves spending more time in queues for basic services, with increased prices for daily essentials, squeezing already tight budgets. One poignant story came from a schoolteacher in Lagos, who lamented over her students losing valuable learning time due to repeated school closures. The repercussions of this clash resonate far beyond the negotiating table. In the world of politics and power, some battles do not end quickly. The standoff between the Nigerian federal government and the National Labour Congress is a vivid testament to this enduring struggle. As we've traversed through the initial sparks of discontent to the escalating tensions and the profound impacts on everyday citizens, it's clear that this is more than a mere disagreement. It's a significant battle over the fundamental rights of workers and the economic direction of the nation. Despite the rising crescendo of voices from various sectors calling for resolution, the discord persists. The government stands firm on its policies, which it argues are necessary for economic stabilization and growth. On the other hand, the National Labour Congress continues to champion the cause of workers, demanding fair wages and better working conditions, which they believe are essential for sustainable development. Talks have been proposed, and negotiations are on the horizon. Yet the path to consensus appears arduous and fraught with challenges. Both sides seem prepared for a prolonged engagement, with the well-being of millions hanging in the balance. As this story unfolds, it serves as a stark reminder of the complexities inherent in governance and labor relations. The outcomes of these negotiations will likely resonate far beyond the meeting rooms, influencing labor policies and worker rights across Nigeria. As the dust settles, the future of labor in Nigeria remains a question mark. Stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful updates.